Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about calorie counting using like MyFitnessPal. To monitor food. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? Honestly, I don't think it's good or bad. I think it just depends on what type of person you are. So, the reason why calorie counting doesn't work for some people is I think is if you've done a lot of yo dieting in your past, I know I have, is that I tend to do the starve binging, that we learn to turn off our body's signals of, hey, I'm full, I'm done, I don't need any more. Or those of you who are probably on keto is you do have sugar sensitivities. So a lot of times you'd eat and you'd be eating enough, but your body keeps telling you, I'm hungry, because it's trying to stabilize your blood sugar. So even after an hour after eating dinner, you feel hungry again. And it's because your body's not tolerating those carbohydrates very well. So I see that tends to happen to a lot of people, that your signals, we get all messed up. So we don't know when to eat or how much to eat. And that's why I tend to overeat. Also is, I remember when I was younger, I'd look at calories. I'm like, well, I can eat whatever I want as long as I stay under this calorie range. Well, then I would plan, like maybe I wouldn't eat all day, but I do like a milkshake, a burger, and fries, and only eat that all day because it hit my calorie range. But I wouldn't eat lunch or I wouldn't eat breakfast and just eat that. And yeah, I probably stayed under my weight, but I didn't feel very good. I didn't have very much energy, or sometimes I'd be starving and then I'd eat even more. So it was just overeating by overeating, and I'd get mad at myself, and then I'd try and go a day without eating, and it was a mess. So, those signals can get really messed up. Your metabolism can get really messed up. That if you're calorie counting, it can bring back those old triggers. So I remember, like, if I'm calculating, I try and eat like as little as possible. It's just a stupid mental thing. And so I'd be like, oh, well, I'm still hungry, but maybe if I, don't eat that, I could have like a little bit of ice cream tonight or something, which is just kind of dumb. You shouldn't look at it like that. But that's kind of what happens when I go back to that, because it kind of gears me off from being healthy and listening and taking care of my body to this push for weight loss or being restrictive to myself. Where I think it is nice to monitor counting calories is if, especially, you've never had a history of, like, maybe you're skinny forever and now you just want to get healthier, or you just gained a little weight and you want to pull it back off, and so you're not much of an, it's just slightly over the time, a little bit of overeating, and you can calorie count and you're just fine. That's great. I think that's a great way to do it. I try to monitor ounces and watch the macros a little bit more personally. I know how much 6 to 8 ounces of protein usually looks like now. So I'll serve myself about half of whatever I'm making for dinner, and I eat that, and I try and get up, let my stomach register, and I go eat it. So just with the time and day, because of carbohydrates and things like that, we've messed up our body's intuitive signals to us to tell us we're done eating. You don't need any more. And because that signal's gotten so messed up, it's really hard. So I like to try and regain those signals by stopping, turning off the TV, turning off my brain, and just focusing on my food, or in a positive way, not like, oh my God, this is so good, or I'm so ready to eat. I just try and think, okay, you're aware. When are you full? How do you feel? Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Trying to pick up on those messages again. And just intuitively telling my body when I'm full, when I'm not full. I think that's been a better method for me. Then what's nice is when I use MyFitnessPal, it's like, let's say I've had 2 weeks in a row where I couldn't get something to budge. I think, maybe I'm not eating enough, or I'm eating too much. So then I might monitor my eating for the next week or something. But usually I don't even need to do that. I'm like, you know what? I snuck in a couple extra pieces of chocolate. That's probably what it was. Or, I kind of went back to the fridge and helped myself to a couple extra pieces of cheese when I shouldn't have, or something. Because usually you know, but not always. So if you're having trouble, that's when it's nice to use MyFitnessPal and just check your macros is what I do. I'm not really concerned about my calories because I can eat more calories on keto than any other diet. But I will check my macros and be like, oh, that's where I'm cheating. I'm up in carbs. I didn't think about the avocado that I added. Instead of eating a half, I ate a whole one. Mine are usually pretty obvious things when I go and look at it and think, oh, that's where I went wrong. And then I just recorrect myself and go. And if you've had a good week or a good couple weeks, keep eating that same food for a while or do very small swaps, like just change up the flavor the way you do it. So if chicken's working for you and you're losing weight, just change up the flavors for a while and add beef here and there. And then once you get it down, slowly swap and make changes to see what works, what doesn't work for you. But don't make big changes. That's what's really going to throw you off, is if you're not eating the same pretty consistently for a while till you learn how to eat keto. So those are kind of my better things for telling if you should calorie count or not. But I can tell you, even steak, like I could overeat that a little bit, but I am not going to go gung-ho and way overdo it on like a good healthy protein versus if I am eating a fat bomb or peanut butter. Like I could just keep eating and eating and eating peanut butter because it's just like one spoonful and you're like, that's it, but that's like 200 calories. So if you take 3 or 4 tablespoons of peanut butter, well, that's going to add up. So that's why for me, I have to be more careful with the fats, but protein's just fine. And the more protein I eat, I tend to just burn it. I have more energy. It's weird. So I don't worry about protein for me. If it does throw you out of ketosis or messes with you, don't eat too much. But I'm not going crazy anyways. I don't like protein. So I probably eat normal amounts. It just feels like a lot to me, and I'm just on the higher side in the ketogenic range rather than not. I guess that makes sense. So if you're debating whether you should calorie count or not, these are some things you might want to think about. And retraining your body to do intuitive eating and listening to your body's signals. Like several days, if I do too much dairy, my stomach will be bloated. I'm like, you know what? I got to lower that dairy again. Or if I'm doing too many carbs, I feel like cellulite-y. Like I feel like I'm fluidy and ballooned. I'm like, ooh. So I know when I'm doing too many carbs because I feel my body storing it. I can like see it. Like, ugh. I know when I've had too much salt. I know when I'm eating too much sugar. You start to learn those signals for your body. I know when I need more sodium and potassium. I know now when I need more magnesium or iron because I'm learning to tap into those signals again because I had lost them. So I hope that helps you. Like, share, comment below.